I am glad you have joined me for day 14 of the 14-day live streaming challenge. Today I want to talk with you about some ways that you can promote your upcoming event, no matter if it's an event in social media, such as a Facebook Live, or if it's an event outside of social media, but you can certainly use social media for promoting that event. My name is Vickie Maris, and I'm an author and a coach, and I love helping you with your challenges in uses of live streaming and in engaging in social media with your followers. I appreciate you being here, and as you leave any comments in the comments thread, I will take a look at those after I've ended the broadcast and then come back and comment, because it can be a little bit distracting to try to watch the comments when you're doing a live stream solo. So I do appreciate your comments and questions, and we'll look for those after. Also note that I'm cross-posting this to a couple of other pages that I manage, to the Dawn of Promise Farm page and the VJ Maris page. So I won't be able to see the comments on those two pages until after the broadcast. Facebook only shows you the comments within the page where you are going live from. One of the things I'd like to emphasize for you, if you are using social media to let people know about your event, if you're doing any kind of what we call organic posting, and that is to do it often, before, during, and after the event. If somebody doesn't happen to be on the social media platform and looking at it at the time that you make your announcement, chances of them seeing your announcement, unless you are pushing some advertising dollars against a post, the chances of them seeing it are very slim, less than 10% slim. So I don't want you to get into the habit of thinking that just because you announce something on Facebook, that the people who follow you on Facebook or the people who have liked your page are going to see it. They will not necessarily see the announcement. So it's a good idea to post something about your event fairly frequently. And you can post it in different ways. Like there might be one post that's a short video post. You could do a Facebook Live about an upcoming Facebook Live. You could do many of them. You could do all kinds of different posts. They don't have to be the same. And it's okay to repeat a post if you want to use the same thing again. That's okay. I do that sometimes, but I do typically change the wording a little bit in the text of the post before I reuse it, but I do reuse the same theme when I'm promoting an event. You can get other people to help you promote the event. So, if you have a team of people that are working on something, and if they are comfortable sharing about it in their particular social media channels, ask them to do that. You might even give them some prompts so they know what it is you would want for them to say. I wouldn't expect them to just come up with it on their own. Just make it easy for them. And even better, create a graphic that you can email to them or provide to them in whatever way you like to communicate with whoever the person is, but make it really easy for them to post something that they can put in their own channels. So I do that often. The other thing that I would like to encourage you to do is use Twitter if your event is something that the media might be interested in. The media are very active in Twitter and often use Twitter as a search engine. So even if Twitter isn't your social media platform of choice, it's a good idea to have an account out there and to use it so that you can be informing the media of whatever it is that you have coming up. Another thing that you can do is make sure that you have information updated on your website. So if you're going to be going live, or I'll talk for a minute about music events that Scott and I do, or that we do with the band. We keep the event listing current on the website, but you might also do other things on your website. Maybe you have a special page that features upcoming events. You might add a different type of graphic, or you might put some sort of banner on your home page. A few months ago, when the pandemic was first underway in the US, I was encouraging, at that time, I was doing some pro bono coaching of churches, and I was encouraging them to make sure that their website had some new information that addressed whatever their changes were going to be in terms of when their worship services were being held. Have those changes mentioned on the website so it's very obvious as people would go searching, and they'd have something to land on and see whatever the new instructions might be. The other thing that you can do, Scott and I do this a lot when we are going to be going live in Facebook on his music page, which is Scott Greeson Music. We will do a Facebook Live about the upcoming Facebook Live. Facebook is giving a lot of preference right now to live video. One of their goals is to keep eyeballs on the platform, and people are currently most attracted to watching live streams. So that's where they're weighting the algorithm. So it's a great idea to go live frequently. Don't just do it once a week or once a month or once every 2 weeks. I would be going live quite often in your Facebook page and keeping people informed about whatever it is that is happening. Another example I can share with you about the use of a Facebook Live to promote a Facebook Live was the way we used it last week and the week before. Our band, or a quartet of our 7-piece band, played a concert for the Art Museum of Greater Lafayette. And that was on Friday, October 30th. So the Sunday before that live concert that was held at the Art Museum, but held in front of a camera and live streamed, so there wasn't an in-person audience. Our audience was all out in the social channel. But Scott and I went to the Art Museum and stood out in the parking lot with the sign of the Art Museum behind us and did a short Facebook Live on that Sunday afternoon to invite people to come to the concert the upcoming Friday evening. And interestingly, we were just checking that particular post. We did put a little bit of advertising money to boost the post, but not until after it had been out there for about a day and a half. So it already had close to 1,000 views when we boosted it. And then at this point, when I checked it today, it had over 2,300 views of that little video from the parking lot where we were live in the moment. Now it's on replay. And we played a little bit of one of Scott's songs. He was on his guitar and I was on my accordion. And it just added some interest. So let me build out on that theme just a little bit about adding interest. I would love to talk to somebody who watched that video and find out, what drew them in. Why does that video have 2,300 views, which is quite a few for one of our little Facebook Lives that we do about the music? Well, I think there was just some interesting things going on. I'm sure people who are familiar with with our music and with what we do typically in a Facebook Live, they might have wondered, I wonder where they are. So it was a different location. There was also movement in the video. So by design, I asked Scott to be the face on camera when we pushed the go live button. And then I came into the scene and joined him just a moment or two after he had already started talking, and then he introduced me. So there was some movement in the video. It wasn't just a talking head. So give that some thought. What could you do to add some movement to your videos? I really don't know all of the reasons why that video has as many views. I'd love for you to go take a look at it and maybe come back here to the comments and type your reaction and let me know what you thought, what it was about that video that might have caused more people to watch it. Maybe people are just hungry for music. That could be too. So those are just a few ideas. I think to wrap up, I want to encourage you, if you can, to be consistent with when you go live. If we're talking about promoting a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live, any kind of a live broadcast that you're doing in a social media channel, if you do that on a consistent basis so that people will know, oh, it always happens at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, or it's every Sunday morning at 10, whatever time it is that you want to hold your event, if it's possible to put it on a regular schedule, it helps people just kind of get it cemented into their minds when you're going to be live. But that said, I don't want that to stop you from using Facebook Live as a way to engage with your followers. It it is so much more of an engaging way to reach out to people and to get their feedback and see their questions than almost any of the other social media channels. That is just a really great one to use. So if you can't be consistent, and I'm sharing that because I'm one that, with my work schedule and with our music schedule and the farm business, the llama farm, it's hard to be consistent with a time that I'm always available to go live. So I have not let that slow me down. I continue to go live when I have something to share with you that I think will be of value for you. But if you can be consistent, that'll help you. So if you see my eyes looking away from the camera here, I'm just checking my notes to see if there's anything else I want to add. One of the last things that I will share with you is, if you're doing your live broadcast or your event in some other location, so for instance, if you do a YouTube live or an Instagram live and not a Facebook live, don't hesitate to use Facebook to promote that other event and draw people on over. So for instance, when I was getting ready to go live for this bit of training, I posted in my Instagram account. I did an Instagram story. I posted on Scott's music page. I posted on one of my other Facebook pages. And if I had thought this out even further, I also would have sent an email out to my email list. So that was a great missed opportunity that I had for this particular live broadcast. So I have encouraged that of some of the organizations that I'm coaching, is to not forget your email list, and let the folks who've signed up for your email list, let them know when you're going to go live so that they can hang out with you on your broadcast and share their input and ask questions. I'm going to stop with that. Thank you so much for being here with me or for watching on the replay. I encourage you to share this broadcast out or share the replay of this broadcast out, and help others learn this information about how to use social channels to promote your upcoming event. The general theme, if I'm recapping what I have shared, is you really cannot overpost in Facebook or in the social media platforms when it comes to promoting an upcoming event. So tell people frequently, and just get them excited about what you have coming up. And by all means, do not think because you have posted something about it one time, or because you have listed it as a Facebook event on your Facebook page, which those Facebook events get shared to very few people who like your page, unless you are advertising the event with advertising dollars. Don't think that just taking those steps take care of things. You really need to let people know in other ways, and by posting multiple times. Same thing holds true for your own personal profile. I so often hear people say, "Well, I put that in Facebook. Didn't you see my post?" Well, chances are better that people have not seen your post than that they will have seen your post. Facebook pays attention to which profiles that you are looking at. They pay attention to, have you clicked a like on something? Have you added a comment to somebody's posts? And they will only show you posts from the feeds of people whom you have interacted with. And that changes from time to time. So if you quit clicking a like or you quit commenting on somebody's content, it's going to drop out of your feed. So not only does the content need to be there in the feed for you to comment on, but you also need to be connected. It's oh my gosh, it's a whole separate uh, broadcast about how to kind of get around the algorithm, and the algorithm changes all the time. So as soon as you think you have it figured out, it's acting differently. Thanks for being here with me. My name is Vickie Maris. My website is vickiemaris.com, and I wish you great success in your live streaming or in your promotion of your upcoming events that might be in-person events or videos or live streams. Take care.